This is Late Night Ali Talks TV. I'm Late Night Ali and I talk reality TV dating shows such as Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, Love Island, and Ready to Love. So if you do enjoy that type of content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This is a new channel, so please help us grow. Now let's get into it. This is the review for Married at First Sight, Season 17, Denver, Episode 14. And this episode was solely focused on Michael and Chloe and their wedding and their first time meeting. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now let's get the other couples out of the way. Now, Austin and Becca went to another state and they were visiting Austin's grandmother. Now, here's the thing, that's all fine and dandy, but a lot of people are very confused. Me personally, I cannot get a read on Austin. It's really just a bit, well, not just a bit. It's very unusual for a man not to want to be intimate with his wife and he claims that he's attracted to her. It's not very it's not the norm. Now he says he wants to take things slow, 3 to 6 months, but I have the same feelings towards men and women who say things like this on this show. Why would you come on a show that is an 8 week, 2 month accelerated process if you know you're someone who likes to move slow? There's nothing wrong with moving slow, but if you know that that is you, this is not the show or the experiment for you. So don't come on here. But I do find it weird. They are legally married. This isn't pretend play. These people are legally married. You claim to be attracted to her. Why can you not have intimate relations with her? It just doesn't make sense. Um, if he did have some type of an issue there in that department, I feel like if he explained that to Becca, she would understand because she has had issues because of her autoimmune disorders. When this show first started, she had previously had surgery and she could not engage in any strenuous activity. So, she's someone I feel like would understand. So I just don't understand, if that were the case, he could definitely tell her and she would be an understanding party. So I don't understand why he wouldn't tell her, but I don't think that that's the case. I'm starting to feel like he is not attracted to her and he doesn't want to be the bad guy on national television. So he's going along with the process. He's lying to her, but he just doesn't want to sleep with her. And to me, it just, he's trying hard not to be a Chris. Maybe he's trying hard not to be a Chris from season 12 or Aries from season 16 or Brennan from this current season. So he's being nice to her and he's kissing her, but he doesn't want to go any further. But why would you invite her to see your grandmother in another state? That's something that you want to do with your family and your significant other if you guys really are serious. You don't invite someone to go with you to see your grandparents if you aren't serious. I don't know. This whole situation is just it's it's weird. It's a lot. I can't get a read on Austin, but the streets are talking and it ain't nothing good. So, I mean, we don't he doesn't give us anything to work with. Every step forward is a step back. So the previews for the next episode, they don't look good. So we'll see. Now let's get into Lauren and Orion. That was awkward AF. But Lauren looked great, and I loved during the reception when Orion tried to ask her if there was anything that she wanted to talk about. Lauren said, "No, I don't." And I was so glad when she said that because we don't need to keep rehashing the situation. We both clearly have two different perspectives and we're getting a divorce and it's final. We're not going to change our minds. There's nothing left to talk about. So I loved that she didn't, go into some long conversation with him. No need for it. But him, he felt the need to talk about how he was in therapy and he learned about how verbal abuse was impacting him, issues with his sister and his mom. And he quickly clarified that he wasn't saying that she was verbally abusive to him. And I was thinking, good, I'm glad you said that. Now shut up. Because it was too much. You're continuing to reopen a wound that needs to be healed. So just stop doing all this talking. But Lauren, he asked Lauren for a hug and she hugged him. And, that's a nice way of ending things peacefully. And shout out to her for doing so because, you know, at the end of the day, you're still on national television. We still want to make sure that we are gracious. And hey, she was nice about it, and that's fine. That's cool. And they can move on. Now, of course, Claire was there alone because Cameron's still in the hospital. Claire did seem to get a bit emotional because weddings do that to you. Weddings give you the feels. And she decided to call Cameron and check up on him. Now, my thing is this. Do you call and check up on him every day because you are truly concerned? Or did you call because the wedding gave you the feels and because the camera was there? Alrighty, so Emily and Brennan, of course, they didn't really seem to do too much talking to each other, but Emily wanted to have a good time. We see her dancing and having a good time, but she was not the only one. Everyone else in the cast was dancing and having a good time except for Brennan, and he did seem upset and he left, and I'm sure we'll hear about it in the next episode. He's probably going to go home and be mad and not want to talk to her or something. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. We see a glass break, but it doesn't look like it was Emily's fault because she still had her glass of wine in her hand. So, yeah, but I'm sure we'll hear all about that situation next episode. We'll see. Now, I thought it was really nice that the women spoke to Chloe and they didn't, tell Chloe all about their bad relationships because two of them are divorced or getting divorced and one is pretty much, at the finish line. So I thought it was good that none of them brought any negativity to Chloe's day and they seem supportive and happy for her and happy for Michael because they know what Michael went through. So that was really good. And hopefully Michael and Chloe have a different experience than the three women. So let's move along to Michael and Chloe. So Chloe, talks about being so super duper nervous and those, last minute jitters. But Michael did say something along the lines of, if I see, I'm sure he was worried that the same thing might happen again, right? And he said, if I see bridesmaids coming down and they look scared or, super nervous, then that's a bad sign. So that kind of gives me the vibes that the whole situation may have been real and that he did see his former bridesmaids come down the aisle looking disturbed because they knew that she didn't want to go through with the process. So for him to imply if I see the bridesmaids and they look unhappy or super worried, I'm going to be scared again. So maybe the whole runaway bride situation was true. And honestly, I can't fault that lady for not wanting to go through with the show because we see the success rate for this show. So what happens next? Chloe and Michael, they do meet. Chloe looks really excited and happy. She's smiling. I thought that it was really nice that she grabbed his hands and I don't want to say grab, but she wanted to hold hands with him. So that seemed like a really good sign to me. And it seems as though she was definitely 100% into him. And they did kiss. They had vows and all that stuff. And when they said, you may kiss your bride, Michael asked for the kiss. And they did. So, maybe, we have a good start. But here's the thing. The weddings usually 90% of the time, the weddings, everyone is super happy during the wedding. Everyone looks like they're going to make it. Everyone seems, the weddings do that to you. They give you the feels. So it's really hard to judge how things are going to go during the wedding because the weddings are always the happy part. And like Brendan and Emily were discussing, like, let's see what happens after, during the honeymoon. That's when it all goes downhill. And baby does it. But yeah, I thought it was super duper nice with Chloe's family talking to Michael. They seemed to like him. So that was good. And they even said, like, yeah, you're perfect for her or whatever they said. But they did give their stamp of approval. So that was super duper nice. Michael didn't seem to have any family there. It looked like it was just mainly friends. But I thought it was weird that the friends asked, oh, so if he goes to buy a $1,000 pair of shoes, what are you going to do? Like, if he can afford it, if all the bills are paid and he wants to buy a $1,000 pair of shoes, what's the big deal? If he wants to buy some Louboutins, then let him go ahead and do it. Like, as long as the bills are paid and there's money in savings, go ahead and indulge and spoil yourself. But, Chloe didn't seem like she was against it. I believe Chloe is a VP, so I'm sure she's not hurting for money. I'm sure of that. But the friends did discuss with Chloe, do you want to have kids? And Chloe said no to biological kids, but yes to adoption. And I thought that was very, very sweet about her. It's really amazing for her to point out that there are so many, I think she said over like hundreds of thousands, over like 200,000 children in foster care. So she wanted to, be a part of helping foster children find their forever home. That's beautiful. And we know that she does that for dogs. She has, she said like a 14-year-old pit bull or something like that. So, a lot of pit bulls, they get left at the shelters because people feel like a lot of people are afraid of pit bulls and they don't want to adopt a pit bull. And she has cats. I believe the cat's faces are smushed in or something like that, she said. So she's getting older animals or animals that are more than likely to not get adopted because of physical abnormalities. So you know what? Chloe gets, the stamp of approval from me. That's a very noble thing to do. If I had a house, I would definitely want to foster animals, and I love animals, so I think it's amazing. That's amazing. I think Chloe seems like a really great person, that she wants to foster those types of animals that most people probably wouldn't pick, and that she really wants to foster children as well. So yeah, Chloe, you seem awesome and a great person to society. Now, hopefully we still feel that way as the season goes on. But let's see, I think she'll be a good fit. Well, I don't know about being a good fit for Michael, but hey, we'll see. Now, when Chloe says that she doesn't want to have biological kids, the way production has it seem is that that Michael's friends look really concerned about that answer. So I was about to get so upset when I tell you. I was like, I know that a bunch of late 30, 39-year-old, 38-year-old people, that you guys didn't have a conversation about kids before you link them together, before you match them together. So we see Chloe's family asking Michael about kids, and Michael said that he did not want to have children, but if it was something that his partner wanted, he would be okay with it if that is what his partner wanted. So, good. Finally, maybe the experts got it right. Maybe. Now, this couple things seem to be going well at this wedding. But again, things always go well at the wedding. It's the adrenaline. It's a beautiful occasion, beautiful flowers everywhere. Everyone's dressed up. It's just such a feel good event that things always, like, I mean, most of the time at the wedding, it seems like the couple is going to work. But the honeymoon tells us otherwise, right? So they get to the hotel. Oh, I'm sorry. Michael tells Chloe pretty early on that his first bride that was chosen for him decided not to continue the process. Now, she did take it in stride, but we did see her talking to the other ladies, Lauren, Emily, and Claire, and she said, I wonder why the experts chose her over me and didn't initially think that I was the best fit. So I feel her. I can understand that, and I don't want that to mess with her head. But she did seem to have concerns with why the experts didn't initially think that she was a good fit. So maybe why they thought that young lady was a better fit. But at the end of the day, she may never really know. And hopefully she does not let that get into her head and impact her relationship with Michael. But Chloe's family seemed to really like the fact that Michael was so invested in this process that he did not let that first bride break his spirit. So he got some kudos from her family. And the other woman, I believe it was Claire, was saying to Chloe, like, look, you have someone who truly wants this process, who truly, wants this, because he was willing to do it twice. So you have someone who is really invested and really all in. And it does seem like the cast really does like Michael because, yeah, he went through a bad situation, but he did seem to handle it well. So I think they all, felt bad for him, but they are happy for him as well. So, yeah, after the wedding, they do go to a hotel, and here's what I liked. She took off her makeup and her lashes, and then she put her lashes on her forehead, and was like, "I wonder if he'll notice." And he laughed it off when he saw her come out with the lashes on her forehead. And to me, that was her being silly. Now, I didn't think that she would have the silliness that he wanted, but I thought that was her being silly. And he did say he wanted someone who could be silly. So to see that she was randomly being silly like that with him, I was like, oh, this might be good right here. Look at this. And she was saying that she was open to sex. And if something happened, it happened. And that's that on that. I'm my grown woman. I'm married. Y'all can't judge me. And I'm here for it. Like, okay. I mean, because we haven't seen any type of intimacy on this show at all. So if she was willing to, that really may be a clear sign that she truly is attracted to him and interested in him. And she also said either that she didn't really have a type and that she dated people of all different backgrounds and colors or whatever. So, okay. So maybe we have the right person and, someone who truly is open and ready for love and marriage with the right person. Maybe, but I don't want to get too excited because, again, the wedding episodes are always making you feel like these people are going to make it. They're perfect for each other. So we will see. But yeah, we didn't see them do anything too much. But of course, the cameras were still there and they probably were not going to do too much. while the cameras were there. So we'll see what happens next episode. Now, the next episode does not look too great because we see her crying and saying that she doesn't think this will work. So we don't know what she's talking about. I'm thinking that could possibly be, producers producing and trying to get us to think something bad is going to happen, but we will see. Now, let me know your thoughts about Michael and Chloe. Let me know if you think they're going to last. If you haven't, go ahead and watch my video on why I think Michael and Chloe won't last. And maybe I will be eating my words. I would love to, because I would really love to see some love, some couples fall in love on this show and say yes after decision day and still be married at the reunion. So we will see what happens. I am rooting for Michael and Chloe. I may be eating my words. Who knows? Go ahead and watch that video if you have not. And also, like the video if you like my review. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel and help me out. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Layton Ali Talks TV. I'm Layton Ali, and I talk reality TV dating shows. Thanks for watching. Signing out.